I did was I elevator pitched them the product. I put it in front of them. I let the numbers do the talking. I let the illustration present the value. I answered their questions along the way. And now I can go back and close the piece of business next week. So if you're a new agent, you go, Spencer, I don't have the experience you do. You've been doing this a long time. You've obviously done a handful of these. Do what I just did then. Sell the sizzle. Get them interested in the concept of taking money in retirement that they don't have to tell Uncle Sam about. Interest them in the concept that they can have growth without risk of volatility. Interest them in the concept that they may have access to these funds earlier in their life than a 401k, and then present them an illustration.
Additionally, we have additional, so here's some resources while we're here. China will drop in the chat while Spencer's coming back. FFLAMS.com. Hey, buddy. FFLAMS and FFLAmerica.com/SRS. Those are two websites that you should write down for additional knowledge, more detailed knowledge, more resources. The entire SRS AMS team, same word, same group, just new acronyms. All of their contact information is on there. So if you have additional questions, that's the team to talk to. Their only job is to support you. Shoot the annuity department or go and ask a specialist, say, hey, I want to buy an IUL on myself. I think I can afford $250 a month. I think I can afford $500 a month. And I'd love just some advice. I'm 39 or I'm 24 or I'm 52. And is it too late for me to get IUL? No, it's not too late. You got 10 years of growth. You're going to retire at 67, 5 years, let it compound, start taking some tax-free withdrawals at 67 and 9 months. You pick the month in 67, but this is part of it. If you want to get good at things, you have to give up other things to get good at the things that you want to get good at. That's why Spencer's so good and so eloquent at this, is because all he does is spend time mastering his craft so that his clients go, I would be an absolute idiot not to move forward, because he makes it so simple. It's taken time there, but he does it daily.
But you don't have to disregard all of your life hobbies to get good at this. It takes you a couple weeks of diving in, and then you learn 95% of what you need to know. Like, it's not hard, Grady. I do not profess myself to be an exceptionally intelligent man. I'm probably average intelligence. However, when I find something like this, I just work a little bit harder than some people, hence why I'm able to get better quicker. People who are smarter than me, which is a vast majority of our company, they're probably able to learn down that it takes me 2 weeks to learn. They can probably get it done in 7 days. So I encourage everybody to dive into this, because this is how you net much larger premiums than just your 800, 1,000, 1,200, 2,200. You want to get into the space of 10, 12, $15,000 premiums. This is how you do it. Okay. I'm going to share my screen again, but here we go. See the screen, Grady?
Yes, sir.
All right. After you get through the first part where you enter in the information, this is the only page you have to fill out. Okay. Now, based off me and my health, I take 0 medications. I have no issues. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I have been approved for policies at Super Preferred. So I feel comfortable getting myself that. All of this right here, you don't need to click it. We don't need the accelerated death benefit. What we're solving for, right? You can solve for death benefit. You can solve for premium amount. You can solve for how much you want to be distributed, or you can solve for all of them. So you click multiple, okay? Multiple is going to drop down to several things, right? This is automatically clicked for you, the avoid modified endowment contract, okay? Now's not the time. If you want to look up what a MEC means, Google it. It's very simple. You don't want to put more money into the policy that causes a MEC, okay? The death benefit option, for simple purposes, we're just going to talk about level. I'm showing you guys how to make an illustration, okay? The premium amount, okay? I want to put in $1,000 a month, okay? I want to pay this not till the day I die. I'd rather pay it till a normal retirement age of 65. I would love to retire at 65. I know people are very ambitious these days. I've talked to clients and friends. They're like, I want to retire at 45. I'm like, that's great. But you can make a lot more money and still have a life with your family and watch your kids grow up if you just didn't get lazy. So 65 is the last year that I'll pay premiums. You don't need to change anything here. Right here, this is how you establish the distributions, right? Right now, it autofills this, right? So whatever age you put up here for pay premium to, you should duplicate that right here. What that means is from age 31 to age 65, I'm not going to take any loans out of my policy. But at age 66, I want to take a loan out of the policy every year for the rest of the policy years till age 119. And the way that you do that, instead of putting an exact dollar amount, you just write solve. The computer and the system will automatically solve for what is the most amount of loan you can take out without any issues at all. Okay, this is the illustrated rate. You can't change this to 6. You can't change this. That's illegal. It will not let you make a mistake so that we as the agents are protected from making mistakes. The most it will illustrate at is 5.91. So just leave it in there. The index allocations, you don't even have to select what index you want to track. The iPipeline automatically populates that for you. So you're done. Your illustration is done. That's it. It has taken us a mere couple minutes to do this. Most of this stuff here is just there to distract you and deceive you. You don't even have to touch it or do it. So scroll back up and click View Full Illustration. All right, it's loading. And momentarily, we'll have an illustration present itself. But Grady, isn't that pretty easy? It's really not that complicated, okay? So here it is. Here's the first page of the illustration. All right, so look, they're gonna give me $659,000 life insurance benefit. If I pay 2 months premiums, Grady, and I only make it 2 more months from now, and I die, they're giving my wife and kids $659,000. If you did 2 months of premiums in your 401k, they give you nothing. They only give you what's in the 401k. Nothing.
Nothing.
So skip all this, because again, we're just trying to get to the sizzle. I want to share with you guys what makes these sexy. Along the left-hand side here is just the years accumulating. Again, if you're on this call, you probably know this by now. It's very easy to read. I wonder what annualized modal premium is. Oh, that must be what I pay every year in the policy. All right, turn your brains on, you'll figure it out. Over here on this right side, this is the index performance column, okay? This right here is showing a conservative 5.91%, just like the illustration when we built it. The most it can show is 5.9. At the end of 10 years, if you look at this row here, I have put in $120,000 and I have $113,000 of cash value. Very cool. Let's take a look at 1 year more. At the 11th year, 12,000 plus 120 puts me at $132,000 I paid in. Grady, it's estimated to have $133,000 of cash after 11 years. Do you know of any 11-year CBO life insurance products?
I do not.
Me either. If you have one, share it. But what did I just show you? In an IUL with the average performance in a conservative illustrated performance, at the end of 11 years, I'll more than likely have what I've put into the policy available in cash. Should I change my mind, I can have all my money. Okay. So
And you have
very cool.
along the way.
Then after 20 years, I put in 240,000 and I have approximately 334. Remember, this is just a conservative illustration. So let's get into where the income comes in. All right. Here it is. At the end of 65, I've made my last premium payments, okay? At the beginning of year 66, I can now take loans of $103,000 out a year, every single year for the rest of my life. Do you see this stopping? It's the same amount every single time, okay? So what that allows me to do is when I activate my policy, this column right here is the account value of the policy. When I'm taking only 100 grand out a year and the account value continues to grow with the performance of the market, do you see the account value continues to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow? Now, because I'm taking a loan out, Grady, the loan plus interest is deducted from the account value. There's a cash value in there, and then here's the death benefit. So when you are doing this, if you're an experienced agent, it took me a while to learn this, but this will account, this death benefit here will automatically take into consideration the outstanding loans. You do not have to do additional math for your client. This illustration does it all. So yes, the cash value shows a different number. This death benefit, the legacy benefit, is right here. This is what your beneficiaries will receive. If you were to die, because remember, this is on me, at 66, I start taking income. If I were to die at the age of 80, I have only put in $408,000 into the plan. I've been distributed $1.5 million of non-taxable income, and the legacy benefit my kids will get is just under $500,000. Okay, I'll tell you this right freaking now, Brady. If I brought in $1.5 million of non-taxable income over a 15-year period, am I going to have any credit card loans? Am I going to have a car loan? Am I going to have a balance on my mortgage? More than likely not. So a $500,000 death benefit is going to be a great benefit to my kids and my wife to take on and continue my legacy using that cash moving forward. That right there is a very sexy page to sizzle, okay? 9 times out of 10, the reason I lock in IULs and annuities is because I have gotten so good at developing illustrations in the home in a moment's notice. That way I can elevator pitch them the product. Hey, are you looking for a product? You know, what we talked about earlier. I immediately whip out an illustration. I show them the sizzle and I say, hey, everything's great, but you ever flown a kite before, Grady? You ever flown a kite in the sky?
Yeah.
What's attached to this kite?
String.
And the string goes where?
Wherever you go.
The ground. Planet Earth.
Yeah.
Right? So I always tell them, I say, hey, this all sounds great. Now, just like a kite, you ever flying a kite? I say it exactly how I just asked you. I asked, you ever flown a kite before? The string goes where? Back to the ground, right? Yep. This is grounded in reality. Although I showed you the sexy parts, there's real functions to this. Why don't we do this? We got you protected on the insurance you were looking for today. Go ahead and grab your calendar and we'll find a day next week. I can come back, we'll sit down and we'll dive into this and show you how it could actually work for you in greater detail. And that's exactly the line I use every single time. I have sold the sizzle. They will wait a week to get their first taste of that state. And all I did was I elevator pitched them the product. I put it in front of them. I let the numbers do the talking. I let the illustration present the value. I answered their questions along the way. And now I can go back and close the piece of business next week. So if you're a new agent, you go, Spencer, I don't have the experience you do. You've been doing this a long time. You've obviously done a handful of these. Do what I just did then. Sell the sizzle. Get them interested in the concept of taking money in retirement that they don't have to tell Uncle Sam about. Interest them in the concept that they can have growth without risk of volatility. Interest them in the concept that they may have access to these funds earlier in their life than a 401k. And then present them an illustration. Show them how it would look. help them start looking through the lens of what their life and retirement could look like. Then do the takeaway sale, bring it back in. That kite line works great. It's grounded in reality. Grady, these are real companies offering real products. I can't sell nonsense. Otherwise, I'm just a snake salesman, a snake oil salesman. I'd rather ground this in the reality that surrounds us. And I would love to share with you why people like the Rockefellers have taken advantages, why Walt Disney and J.C. Penney and some of the wealthiest Americans in our country leverage these products. And the great news is, for people like me, I get to do it too. And I've done it for myself and my family. And I'd love to educate you on an option, how it could work for you and yours. What day next week works best? Book the appointment, go home, go to your next meeting. And that's how you develop a pipeline of IULs. That's the trick. Then reach out to and ask a specialist, develop the illustration, find the right product, reach out to me, Brad Allen, Jesse Hantla, get one of us to help you get your foot in the door to start selling 2, 3, 4 of these. Eventually, it's not hard. You're already selling life insurance. Why not sell a life insurance that has a bigger compensation package? Okay. There's been like 5 or 6 people that have Hall of Famed already this year. Every single one of them did it through massive or large numbers of IUL sales and annuity sales. That's how it's done. So if you want to put yourself in the position to Hall of Fame, leverage products where you can get $10,000, $15,000 compensations by protecting one family in the equivalent amount of time it would have taken, you would have had to help 15 families. So
Phenomenal, Spencer. Just before so for clarifying, for some hungry, salivating agents who some are going to go buy them on themselves today, some have got their the wool pulled back to see this new world. Hypothetical, we're just using asterisks and math, but this policy, which you sold on yourself, imagine John, an agent, sold it to you, $1,000 a month, 12,000 premium, ballpark conservative. What is a commission an agent would make on that policy?
I'll show you.
Ballpark, just, you know, conservative.
Nope. Look right here.
Where we go?
See this?
We're on the illustration right now. It's not scrolling. Okay. Oh, 8769 target premium. Got it. Okay.
That's your target premium. So if you're at 100% commission with this carrier, you would get, after 1 year, Grady, of paying your own policy premiums, you get the first year of your investment for free. So you get paid 100% of that minus the 75% upfront, right? So essentially, I'll get lump sum deposit in my account, $6,000. Then I put that into a savings account and pay my premiums every year, the $1,000. So I've got 6 months of my premiums, and then I get the residual. You know, it's like I sold myself my first IUL. Now that I think about it, the first IUL I sold was my own, and guess what? I did it for $250 because that's what I could afford. I've never missed a payment ever, because every time I think about that payment, I remember my illustration. Play with the numbers for yourselves, guys. Play with it. You've got to get good at it.
You save $1,000 a month. You're making $100,000 a year, hypothetically. 35% of households in America make that level of income. So you got a 3 in 10 chance of running into a household that this could easily be affordable for. And if they are spending $8,000 a month on crap and credit cards and cigarettes and stupid stuff, well, then why don't you be a good steward as a good broker and educate them on the fact that if they keep living this way, they're going to work until they die and at some point be relying on the government. Why don't we discipline ourselves, Dolores, and save $250 a week into an insurance-based tax retirement program, $12,000 a year, so 3 out of 10 clients, and she saves $1,000 a month, 30 years. It's not a short period of time, right? But you're not dead yet. You're not retired yet. These are your working years of life.
Yeah.
At 65, now we make $103,000 a year. No more work, no more deposits, tax-free distributions. Why are we not selling more of these, Spencer?
I think we're not selling more of these because we're scared. And that's the main reason why Sean, my and all you integrity partners, we agreed to advertise this as a simple retirement solution because it's so simple. Spend a couple nights this week learning more about IULs. Everybody, I'm seeing questions on this that other people are stepping in and actually answering for us. Instead of, yes, share your knowledge, but take an agent or two under your wing. Be like, hey, I'm doing a little IUL seminar, put the word out. If you want to learn more about them, share the knowledge. Help educate everybody. Everybody has a role and responsibility in this, but it did not take me long. The best thing you can do for yourself is develop an illustration and then just read the illustration. Like, what does all this nonsense actually mean? What is it telling me? Because remember, an illustration is what we provide our clients. They have to legally be presented. So read it, look at each page. It actually makes sense. Like if you've been doing this, you know the terminology. Google is right in your pocket. Get the information you need. Spend 2 or 4 nights this week. I challenge you guys to do that. You will learn 95% of what you need to know to be successful in IULs. The best thing you can do for yourself is uncover the money. Find the people, work with the people, saying, hey, if I could interest you in a way that you can have the insurance and pay off this house, something happened, but instead of at the end of the plan, you don't get any money back. What if the money grew when the market did well? You were safe from ever losing $1 or a dime if the market crashed, but you're going to create a non-taxable asset. Would that be interesting to you? Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be interesting to me. You don't want to share that with somebody who's only making 30 grand a year. You definitely want to make sure it's something somebody can spend the money in. But guys, it's simple retirement solutions. We need to remind our clients that this is a simple but extremely utilized function of the resources we have to protect your money. And I'm looking at this illustration and I'm excited because I know when I set mine up, I know what I'm paying into 2 IULs I have because I maxed out one, got another. Hell, let's double Hall of Fame this year, Grady. I'll get another IUL. At this point, it's like,
I love it, Spencer. Spencer, you're fantastic. You make this exciting, and that's the thing with the delivery. You're, like you said, you're reading the illustration. That's client-facing material. So when you go do your own illustration and learn those words, those are specific word tracks and concepts that you can share with clients that you can use to create interest. So this has just been tremendous, guys. So start with yourself. How easy is it for you to show your own client, Spencer, as you're trying to present a North American policy? When you have a North American policy, it makes it very, very easy to show the client that you believe in this company as well. So if you're not already doing that, sell yourself a policy, even if it's a moo accidental for $13 for $50,000, which I did when I first started, just so I had something in the bag, just to show the client, look, I'm a believer too. So Spencer, I can't wait to have you back again. Well, we're going to take it to the next level next time. We're going to go into a whole nother realm.
Next time I'll come there in person and we'll really crack the lid on this thing. Cause, this wall is the most boring wall in the house. I just moved in, like the energy is not here in the room. So that's why I put this on. I want to bring, I want to come do this in person, live audience. I want to really get people excited about this, as excited as I am. But
I 100% agree. Guys, if you have additional questions, that's what the Ask a Specialist team is for. FFLAMS.com. You can go there. All of their emails are on there. Email the IUL department, email the annuity department, email the marketing department. They all are there. Their jobs are to support us as we market and sell, produce and close and move clients into better tax-free retirement-based vehicles. So if you could please, with reckless abandon, throw thank you, gratitude, and emojis into the chat below to show Spencer some appreciation for how much he shared with us today.